Well, good morning and welcome back to Ribbon Candy Hooking. I'm Deanna. It is great to see you this morning. I thought, first of all, happy Veterans Day, everybody. Happy Veterans Day to you and yours. We are home today for this holiday, and the kids are about. And I thought, whew, I don't have a lot of presence of mind, so why don't we do something impromptu and seat of the pantsy and something fun and interactive that we can do together that is easy, that will produce a result, a finished product. And my idea is because I keep thinking about these dang woolly bear caterpillars. They are too cute. I don't know if you have them where you are, but they are the big, fat, little fuzzy brown and black caterpillars. And they have different sort of their bodies are proportioned differently in terms of the coloration. A lot of black, a lot of brown, more rusty, less rusty. They are almost like levels on a stereo, right? Their colors land in different places, and they are thought to be sort of weather predicting little characters. And the combination of their colors, right, like how much of the dark versus the brown they have, is said to dictate what sort of weather we will have over the next winter, the coming winter. So I thought, interesting, isn't it? They're not only little prophets of weather, but they are also adorable and very easy to hook. So I thought, let's do it. Let's do it. Let me first say a quick hello to everybody, and I want to say we're going to work on this project together. This is for you. This is for you, whether you think you're an artist or not, whether you've done any hooking or not. This project is for you. This is something that, in terms of technique, oh crap, I forgot. Oh no, I was going to say crap, I forgot my backing fabric, but no, it's right there. This is something that you can tailor and scale according to how ambitious you are. If you see a larger project in this, you can definitely level up and bring it to the next place. You can make it very small, do it with do it with sewing or mini punch or a different technique. I'm going to be hooking this today. I probably won't do the whole thing, but I'm going to get a lot of it in place, and I'm going to do the design part with you so you can see how easy it is to do a very small mat, to just lay it out, design it, seat of the pants, all fun, easy peasies, no stress, using scraps and leftovers, and making good decisions as we go regarding color and design. Let's do that part together. But first, and P.S., when we're done with this episode, I've got to go pretty quickly because I have a Tigger Zoom. But just know that in the next few days, I will do a recorded video to show you how to finish the edges, right? Simple, simple sewing, but we'll do it together, and you'll see how I finish the edges. So you can take your woolly bear caterpillars and actually finish them off and have that in your bag of tricks as well. So let's see. I'm going to say good morning because I look all misty again. I think it's probably the sun coming in. You're going to see just my hands in this episode. Lisa, great to see you. Great to see you. Kirsten, great to see you. Does that come with popcorn? That's a great idea. That's a great idea. I might shout that order into the kitchen. I hear somebody rattling around the kitchen. Kirsten, thank you for reminding me of Patreon. I haven't said it in forever, and I hate talking about it. For those of you who support this brand on Patreon, thank you very much. For those of you who don't, the link should be in this video. I appreciate all of the support that I get for these shows, for the projects, for the outreach, for the speaking, for the teaching, for all of those things that I do, and the object of which is to make rug hooking and rug making in general more visible and to attract more people. And it is absolutely working. It is absolutely, there's no question about it. It is absolutely working. And I have to say, I don't know if you all noticed. I know some of you noticed because I got some messages. When we ran our Friday show, the cocktail time on Friday, there was at least 3 people I hadn't seen before commenting. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot, but I could see that the number was up. And I noticed in the Facebook group that there were quite a few new people in the last few days. The number was rising there too. And I can see in the admin board the sort of levels of participation. Levels of participation are up. People are up. More people are finding this craft, right? And if we weren't here all the time doing this stuff and talking about it, it would be much harder to find it. It absolutely would. So this is all helping, and thank you so much for your support, Patreon members. I owe you a message and a pattern, and I owe you the pattern for the last book club meeting too. But for this moment, I'm racing to get the last details of Magpie Times together because Judy needs it done. So I'm racing to just fix a couple of things and add a couple of things and shape a couple of things. So I'll have to do that this afternoon. And then I will immediately start talking about where to get the next Magpie Times, where to get the new winter products that are coming up, like a 12 Days of Christmas Advent calendar. So it's a smaller Advent calendar. Our special project for the year, which I'll tell you about ASAP. And the details for the next Magpie Times, what you can be thinking about, what you can be submitting, and what you can be contributing. We'll talk about all of that. Linda B., great to see you in sunny New Jersey. That's where the sun is at. Grateful for the rain that fell overnight on our wildfires. Yeah, it has been a high fire alert. I saw that yesterday because I was thinking about shooting to Cape Cod for a day trip and doing a live show with my buddy Naomi at Pat's place, the White Cat in Katuitt. And I saw there were fire alerts, and then I realized it was just too busy of a day. That was a pipe dream. But we'll do that soon for sure. Cheryl, great to see you. Speaking of the Cape, good morning. Happy Veterans Day to you, too. Thanks for all your service, veterans. Absolutely. Sun just arrived, 60s. It's in the 60s there. See, it had a bad weather forecast for today, so I thought, maybe not the day for a wild, spontaneous ride. Karen, great to see you. Good morning. It's beautiful and bright in Black Forest, Colorado. 2 feet of snow melting quickly. Wow, you've got some dynamic weather over there. Rita, great to see you, my love. Good morning. Judy, good morning. Oh, I'm just catching up on all your messages here real quick, and then I want to get going with our project. Melissa, good morning. Great to see you. Catherine, great to see you. Happy coffee time in sunny Missouri. Becky, great to see you. I also love woolly caterpillars. They are just so lumpy, bumpy, and cute, and very, very easy to hook. They're going to make a great design. You'll see. You'll all see how well you do. I hope you've got your supplies in front of you. Lisa, great to see you. Good morning. Happy coffee time. And Sandy, great to see you. Good morning. You went for a hike this morning. Didn't see any woolly worms, but you'll look closer today. Well, they have the answer to our winter. Now, let's get going, right? Let's get going. So this is the sketch that I did while I was sitting down at the table. And this is just an idea. I don't want to do something this big. I want to do something small. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to put this away. I got my little trolley here with all my bits and pieces. I'm going to bring you down right here already. Let's go. So I've got my frame here. This is not a beginner class. This is an impromptu project that we're doing together. So this is not a class. We are actually making something. If you're a beginner, get yourself going, right? Grab whatever you have. I'm using burlap. I'm going to be working on this small frame I have. This is a 10-inch frame. I'm going to be working on that. So I want a smaller piece. I'm going to take out a little bit of my burlap. I am still a burlap person. When I'm doing projects that I just don't, I don't have a clear vision on and I'm just kind of fooling around, I usually use my burlap, right? Because I think, whatevs. I'm just making sure that my burlap fits onto my frame. You know, I think it fits. It's good enough. Good enough. Now, I haven't sewn the edges and everything because I didn't know. I didn't know we were doing this, and I didn't get going. I'm going to, let me bring you here. I'm just going to cut this piece of burlap so I have the right amount. Now, grab whatever backing fabric you have. Let me take it off the frame. Grab whatever backing fabric you have. Come back over here. Whether it is burlap or you've got a scrap of something else, and we're not going to worry about sewing around the edges. If you're really worried, this is just an hour. We're doing this just for coffee time. If you're worried about your edges fraying, woolly bully, Rita, it does. It reminds me of that too. So I just pulled out a strand, right, from my burlap so I can get a good clean cut. And this is going to be the size of my mat. Boom, just like that. Remember, this video is recorded because I'm going to move fast. We're going to get rid of this. That'll be for our next playtime. This is the size of my piece. If you're really nervous about unraveling in this hour, take the time, because, you know, I'll be here and this is recorded, to sew around your edges or to tape your edges. I'm just going for it. So I'm going to take I always like to have the line on the bottom. This is one of my OCD things. I'm just going to do a really spontaneous, I don't want to use my best ones on burlap because the tip is going to get ruined. I'm going to just draw the kind of size that I want for this, and it can be anything. What I am worried about is having straight lines. So I'm looking carefully at the grain as I draw a straight line, right? I want it to be easy to hook. And I'm going to come over here, just drawing a straight line. If you are a more technical person, you might be saying, whoa, 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 where's the ruler? I'm not working like that today. This is just for fun. So I'm just making sure I've got a squared area. This is really small. I don't even have the ruler. I think this is 6 inches, something like that. It's a little wider than it is tall. I'm happy with this. So do you know what I have to do next? I was doing some math to figure out how many advent calendars, how many boxes and all that stuff I need to do 12 days of Christmas. So let me put my notes away because those are a little bit important. I'm just going to take a Post-it note and get a feel for how long I want my woolly bears to be. So I want them to be about this long, and I'm just going to do kind of a stencil. I'm just making this kind of thing. I'll show you. Just a caterpillar shaped guy, right? So this is a stencil. And what matters to me for this project, it might not matter to you, but what matters to me for this project is that for me, the sort of joke is that it's all the same caterpillar, but they're all doing different things in different places. So there is no right way to lay out this pattern. I'm just fooling around. Do I want them all to be super symmetrical and lined up? I mean, I don't, but maybe you do. What I do want is for there to be lots, and for the design to be fun, right? It's a design that works on multiples of the same thing. So it's going to be a good design. I'm just dropping them into place wherever I want them. And again, I don't necessarily want them to be perfectly placed. This is going to be a mug rug. This is easy peasies. I just want to make the point that we can really get going with no time and hardly any thought, doing something that is fun and a little bit silly and has potential to use up some of our worms, and is easy for everybody. And hey, it might light a little fire. If you've had terrible inertia with projects or something like that, you might think, whoa, I'm back in the saddle, right? It takes silly projects like this to get ourselves moving. And there are a bazillion ways that I could lay out my little woolly caterpillars. And I can make some of them shorter and some of them longer. I'm feeling my way. And I want to leave some spaces too. So you just lay yours out however. You can always change your mind later. You know, and I promise you that as far as the way that you lay these out, that part is not going to matter. Once they're down and you start hooking them up with your blacks and your browns, and you're creating that variety from one to the next, because with each little character, right, he's got a body that has all these little sort of lines across it, and it's almost like a thermometer. And some of them are black and some of them are brown, and some of them are black on the top and bottom, or half black, half brown. They come in all different sorts of configurations. So you're going to be filling in the bodies however you want. If I had made a narrower woolly bear, right, then I would be maybe looking at hooking one strand, right, well, like one strand up, just a single line. But at this size, I'm looking at maybe 2 or 3. I'm going to cut my strips for the most part with my scissors. I'm going to look at what noodles I have first. But these are a little bit fatter, right? So I could have made this fatter yet and just had 4 or 5 caterpillars, or I could have made it a lot smaller and had lots. But then to me, it would have maybe possibly looked like maggots or something like that. I don't know. But I did it. I chose my lines in a way, my proportions in a way that I thought for me looked like the size of an actual woolly bear. Here's someone crashing down the stairs. Hey, Ted.
Hey, Mama.
I knew it. Just so you know, I'm recording a show.
Oh, okay.
Don't want him to come in here with his pants unzipped and his shirt open, you know. All right, so this one is not going to be as geometrical as the last one I did, which is okay. They don't have to all be the same, right? This is a drawing I did for fun that gave me the idea, and this is the one I'm actually doing. And I liked that one too. I could have easily gone for that one. Ooh, now my problem is here. I've worked myself into a puzzle. I've got this. I'm going to have to be careful here. I don't want the center to be open. So I'm going to fill that in there. And now I'm wondering if I can fit one more of these guys. I'm going to try to fit one more. And I'm just going to be careful with the hooking. Because I kind of worked myself into a corner and I got a really congested area. I want background to show for all of them. So you know that old saying, like, am I supposed to hook inside the lines, outside the lines, or on the lines? In this case, it might be inside the lines because you see how tight I got there. But you know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So I know in my head I'm going to be putting lines into all of them. And at the end of the day, it comes down to, let's just do it. I'm going to get my frame out. I'm going to see if I can bring you closer. I put you on a different table today, so I had more room. You know what? Hold on a second. I need to bring you back because I need you closer to me so you can see what I'm doing a little bit better. I know that you know what you're doing. I know that you do. But if there's any beginners watching and they're like, "Gosh, I could have used that a little bit closer up," I don't want to do them a dirty and leave them out. So let me just come over here. I know you probably can't see me. God knows what you can see. Tragically messy studio corner. Okay, there we go. I think that's going to be better. There we go. Okay, I can bring you even closer, but I think for this moment, we're good. Then Rita says, that's a great little pattern to make a series of colors. Absolutely, absolutely. You could go into this time and time again, and you could draw, different guys each time. You could do different seasons, different insects, right? It'd be fun every time. So let me get this guy. I want to square him out because I don't want to move him too much. As you saw, I didn't give myself too much extra. Yeah, let's do this. I'm going to catch it up here. This is a really small scrap, but I do like using my small scrappies, and this is a tiny frame. I want to start stocking this frame, which I think I will, because it's a good little one, So I'm good and tight on there, right? We want to be tight. This is not a class. I'm just fooling around. Lots of classes, thousands of videos online, right, for you. You can watch me hook anytime you want. This is more of like a for fun thing. So now I'm thinking about color. Just making sure I'm good there, because as soon as we get offline, I am going to stitch that up just to be sure. We're thinking about colors, so I'm bringing over my tray. I've got my moving tray over here, and it's got little pieces of junk in it. Like this is this is a bit of wool bat, and it's a nice brown color, so it might be that I go for that. Got some of this stuff left over, some rust and brown and a little bit of tan. That's already cut, so I'm going to bring that. I found some light colors. First thing I want to do is check my phone and let me Google woolly caterpillar. Hold on. And let's just double check woolly bear. Let's just double check the colors. Why did that bring up a moth? There we go, you little stinker. Let's check one time together. This is what we're talking about. So rusts with black. So I'm definitely going to want to use the rusts color I have there. Now, again, like Rita said, we don't have to do this in true color, but the thing is that rusty color, the orangey rust with the black. I think using browns is also good. So I'm in here looking at, I had some scraps of colors here. Where are you? Some scraps of plaids. It's a piece of lining material. Some rust. So I got some good colors here, and I might use some. That one's a little orange. I might still go for that. I found, a couple more of these. And I found this swatch set, which could be good. I thought there was some white on him, and there's not. I really thought that he had white. He's just black and brown. No, he's just black and brown, so I'm going to need to find some black also. We'll have to do that. I'm just looking around my studio as I'm sitting here thinking, what a ding-dong. Oh, you know what? I see a bag. Hang on. I see a bag that might be good. Oh, no, this is my, these are the pot holders that I dyed. Remember that? I did that on a video. I'm just cruising around over here. I'm still with you. I'm looking to see if I can find a black. All right, well, this is a dark purple. You might need to do some of this too. Okay, I found this Campfire Witch. This is one of my things from one of the projects from the Haunted Rug book. I don't see black. I see this dark green. I don't think that's going to do it. Gosh, sorry. All right, give me another minute. Here's another bag. I keep all my projects in these bags. Okay, there's dark. Oh, here's black. Here's black. Yep, that'll do it. And, okay, those are dark blue. Huh. Those are dark blue, which I mean, they could work. They could work with the rust. Here's like a sort of antique black, a lighter black. I kind of like the really dark. We'll see. I'm going to put these onto my cart and we'll think about it. The thing about this blue is it's almost darker than this black. But you know what? This black goes better. It just goes better. Let's go for that. All right, all set. Sitting down again. All right, let's do this. Yeah, I was going to use them, Rita, the pot holders, but I want to do a different project with them. I'm so in love with those, and they're like finite. I super love those. I will record a video with those, I promise. So I'm going to start hooking the little guys, and I haven't really thought about the background yet. So what we saw from the picture on the phone is that they can be, oh no, the blue strips. Maybe. I'll put them back over here. They are good in dark, and they will go good as a complementary color. Yep. All right, Rita, I'm going to do it. They will go good as a complementary color with these guys, so that could work. I'm just looking at these guys one more time and saying, okay, I get it. I get what they look like. Now, I'm wondering if they all are, they seem to all have black at the head and bottom. And I don't want to scroll anything naughty if something wacky comes up. You know what I mean? Yeah, they're different browns in the middle, but their head and their bottom are always dark. So then it's just a question of how much rust is in the middle. So I already screwed up because there is no, if we're doing it literally, the dark has to be at the top and the bottom. And again, you don't have to do it literally. So I'm just going to start hooking them up like this. These were already cut, so it was a good thing to find ones that were cut. I will have to cut some with my scissors. And I am hooking inside the line. I want them to be big and fat, but I don't want some of them to look like anorexic woolly caterpillars because you know that when I get over here, I'm going to be in trouble. So let's do some of this. Oh, wait a minute, I went too far. Or did I? See, these are going to hook up really fast. I'm going to just come across for this one. And yeah, I want them to be fat, but I don't want them to get so fat that these look different than those. I think the next one I ought to do is one of the ones that's in that congested area. Now, if you're working with me, just if you're like, ooh, I'm still drawing the thing, just leave it. Leave it, grab your colors, fill in a couple of the caterpillars. You can always take your, sorry, I'm working upside down here. You can always take your Sharpie and fill in the rest of them a little bit later, right? You don't have to be, you do it according to how you work. I'm looking at the monitor for my cues because I want to be sure I'm in the right places. I'm working a little bit upside down, but it's not impossible, that's for sure. So he's looking good and fat, which is just what we want. And I am using, I'm going to call this Rita's Blue. That's the new name for this color. It is a gorgeous color. And it is really going to pop the browns. And let me just bring my tail up somewhere around here. This burlap is not like the nice burlap. And it's not soft or easy to work with, but does the job for a little project like this. So he's done over there. Let's finish him, and then I'm going to move to this congested area. Now, from what I'm seeing, I'm deciding how much, what his, let's do brown next. Deciding how much rust this guy has. You can see this could be a project that could hook up super, super fast. And deciding if I want the tail up here. There we go. I like this color of rust, and I do have other shades of rust. He could be even fatter because their little bodies do plump out. But again, you know what I have in mind is I'm worried about making them too wide and getting into trouble there. That might have bumped out a little bit too much. Well, let's see how it goes. I'm going to do one more. Well, maybe I'll do a couple more and I'll give them a small end. The other end will be a little bit smaller. Do one more. And, you know, for me, this is already looking like a woolly caterpillar because of all of the loops, right? The loops look like the little lines on his little body. They can have super, by the look of the photos, long, I'm sure it's not called hair or fur, right? Maybe it is. But it's an insect, right? Insects don't have fur, do they? Or hair? I don't know. There's probably a different word for it that I might not even know. But the fact of them having this high pile quality to their body does adapt and translate very well as a fiber. I'm going to bring you even closer. There. And I want it to be pretty even across. Let me be careful here. Oops, sorry. I should have grabbed my better hook. This was all a bit of a hurry this morning because I got a bunch of things today that need doing, including that Tigger meeting. I'm just going to pull one up there. And I am crossing underneath, which I know you know what that is, and you're not supposed to do it, but I'm just doing quick woolly bears here, right? We're not talking about one of the great works of modern times. So I'm coming back over here and, oops, pulled up in the same hole. It's going to give me a hard time. I'm just going to leave some of the tails underneath. Now, man, come on. That is looking like a woolly caterpillar, right? That little thing is looking like a woolly caterpillar. No doubt. Lisa says, since you are doing the blue and rust, maybe do the background in light cream colors. Absolutely. The reason I hesitated with the blue was because this was one of the colors that was in my moving cart over here that I thought I might do for the background. And now I'm less inclined to because I'm using more of a blue color. You see how the blue brings the blue out? So I might not do that, and I might do the cream background. I wanted to do a confetti background, so I think the white is going to be better for the confetti background. And I'm going to do a few of these guys in the show for sure, and then I'm going to do a little bit of the confetti. And I'm probably personally not going to want, thanks Lisa, that's a great idea. I'm probably not going to want to frame this piece in terms of like a border, because I want it to be small and I want it to look a bit like one of those scientific illustrations, just a bunch of these characters crawling around near each other. I don't want it to look like, you know, a super finished and stately work of art, right? I think as soon as you start putting borders and stuff on stuff, it gives it way more weight, a bit more seriousness and significance. For me, this isn't that nature of project. But if you think, oh, as you get going with this and you're thinking, I'm loving this piece, I'm going to put some borders on it, then you should, right? You should. This, what I do and what you do are two different things, right? We're just doing the same idea together. Put the damn light on and see. Why isn't the light going on? Because its plug fell out. Nice, right? Keep going for a minute. Now, he's looking good. He's looking good, but he's quite big. So let's come over here. I'm going to come to this friend because he has the potential to be the most congested and crowded friend. So let me come over here and I'm going to try to hook on the line. No, I'm going to hook inside the line. I'm going to see if we can make this work. I mean, it's not like they are all exactly the same shape and size, but and their bodies on the smaller ones tend to be shorter, but just as fat. So I'm taking liberties with the design here. Oops, sorry. This frame, this 10-inch frame, I think it's from Nice Dock Farm. It has like a slanted angle on it, and so I'm angling it down so you can see me, but it means it's a little bit hard for me to see me. But I got this. We're not doing something difficult here. And if you're hooking, I hope it's coming along fast and furious in the best way. And I hope that you are getting that feeling of, wow, this ain't rocket surgery. This is easy peasies. I got this. Because that's what these small exercises are meant to do. give you some confidence and get you used to working fast, making decisions so quickly that you don't agonize. These are looking like woolly caterpillars, woolly bears. Rita says, do you know these guys tell us how severe? Yes, I said that right at the beginning. That's why I think they're so cool, because I referred to them as little prophets. And then I thought, oh, that might have been sacrilegious, and I'm sorry if that was. Obviously, I was not making a literal religious parallel there, but they are little fortune tellers of sorts, aren't they? And I think that is so, so sweet. So Rita knows the lore here. She says, the longer the black, the colder the winter. The brown, middle, longer, a mild winter. Okay, this is kind of right in between here. To be honest, I'd like a bit of a cold winter this year. We just haven't been having it lately. I'm very preoccupied with, the weather and taking care of climate problems. Very preoccupied with that as one of my personal thoughts. And I would like to see, in a selfish way, a nice cold winter where my kids can go sledding and maybe even skiing around here and doing the things that I used to do when I was a kid. We haven't been doing a lot of that lately because we haven't been getting those cold winters. I know in different parts of the countries you're still business as usual, but New England used to be cold in the winter, and it's just not anymore. So I'm hoping that we see a lot of dark stripes on these little guys this year, personally. I know it's a pain in the butt, I know, but it feels festive and it feels seasonal and it feels like all is right in the world in my mind when we get the 4 seasons here. So I might make some of these. I just accidentally made that one a mild one, while my mouth ran. I'm going to make the other ones have a darker center. That's going to be my way. It's going to be my personal rain dance. Try to keep it. Deciding if I should go one more there. Try to keep it cold this winter. Let's see. Yeah, no, I'm not going to go one more because this one's literally touching it. And Judy says, it might be cute if some of them were crawling right off the frame. Judy, that's a great idea. That's a great idea. So I haven't done that with mine, and I might change it to that as I finish it up. But everybody, out there, if you're doing this, yeah, you could do one right off the border. That would be really cute. That's a great idea. Break the border. Break the fourth wall. I like that. So these guys are really easy and fast, right, to hook up. So I'm gonna do a couple of them because it's only 11:30, and then I'm gonna be thinking about the background. I think I will take Lisa's suggestion and do a cream background so that my confetti stands out more. And if you're thinking, what is confetti? You will find out in just a few minutes. I am playing with holes here, and when I hook up the background, if there are some of them that are a little bit fatter or not fat enough, I can fudge that in the background, right? Of course I can fudge that. So far I'm liking the look of this, more than I thought even. And Rita, it was a good call to do that black because it's so inky and dark, and it is really popping the rust. But you know what else I want to do is I want to try different colors of brown. I don't want to do it all in this rust color. I probably have enough, but I don't want to. So I will probably keep the black the same, but for the next one, meaning that dark blue, for the next one I think I might go out on a limb and cut up one of the patterned wools and see if that works. It might be that it doesn't. It might be, I'm going to cut the tail on this one under because to me this is, oh, you know what, I'll bring it up over here. I don't want to change the shape of them. I don't want to pack them too much. Bring it up over here and cut it. I don't want to take away from what is going to be where'd my scissors go? A really solid composition just because it's a composition that is comprised of multiples. I don't want to take away from the strength of the composition that's already emerging quite nicely. But I would like to experiment with these other materials that I have. That one might be too light. I think that one's too light. This one might be okay. I'm not sure. I think this one might be too light. This one might be okay. So these two I might try to use. They aren't exactly the rust color, but this is rug hooking. And depending on how much, if you're starting yours and thinking, ooh, I love it, I'm onto something, let's go, you're going to have this done this afternoon. You know that, right? And then hopefully tomorrow, or maybe even, we'll see how today goes, I'll do the video where I fold it under and stitch it under. It's not going to be anything difficult, but if you haven't done that before and you're not a sewer, it's going to be a helpful video showing you how to finish this piece up. So that I'll do that either later today or tomorrow. I've got to dye about 60 colors today too, so it might not be today. Oh, and the kids are off school. So yeah, that'll be a tomorrow thing, because you know they're going to ask me to go somewhere later. They're going to get stir crazy. Cabin fever. All right, I'm going to cut the tail on this one, and then I'm going to come, well, no, it fit. It fit. I'm going to keep going. I also don't want the patterned wools to distract from what I plan as the confetti background. So I have to think about that too. I'm going to go there next. Come over here. Okay, so that's 2 down. Fast, right? This is not difficult. This is really fun too. It's fun to do stuff like this where your mind just is pretty empty. I'm making decisions about whether I like this brown or this brown, right? That's the kind of life I want most days. Very easy decisions and simple thoughts. I'm going to cut this one here with my scissors about the same width, maybe 8 or 9. It's like an 8, as the strips that I've been using. Sorry, I'm cutting it like this. Let's see how this goes. It might not work, and it might be distracting. Oop, but you know what? Let's get the black in first. Now, things that I want to talk about while we're sitting here hooking woolly bears. I want to remind you, I was online this morning with my buddy Shannon Carter, and we were talking about her book. And I know some of you are participating in her book. Her book is about using rug hooking as therapy, grief management, working through whatever diagnosis or not diagnosis you might have. For me, working through depression year after year, and some other wild card things that I will write about in the chapter that I do. I'm going to do a piece called Dumpster Fire, and it's going to be, I'm going to morph it from being a dumpster to being a bouquet. And I'm excited about that piece. I'm working on that behind the scenes. And I know a lot of you are working on a project for Shannon. Shannon is ex-military, so she has some stuff, and we all have some stuff. And if you use rug hooking to calm you down and to sort out your thoughts, this might be a book that you want to participate in, even if it is anonymously. So please let me know if you want me to connect you with Shannon, or write to find Shannon. She's on Facebook, Shannon Carter. She's one of the admins of our Facebook group, which is Rug Hooking and Punch Needle Club. She's always there. So you can find her there. And if you can't find her and you want to find her through me, I'm happy to connect you to. She is one of my best buddies. And I think this is a very worthy project. And I know that in terms of the writing that she's already started in the projects in the book, the point is to help people realize that they are not alone, and validate whatever it is that you have that goes on that feels awful, and reminding everybody that this craft is great for feeling zen and feeling a bit more peaceful, right? And it's really projects like this, when you are at your wit's end with life, that help the most, right? Doing super detailed stuff for me when I'm not in a good place mentally is not good. The chance of me destroying the piece, or like on purpose or by accident, is way elevated during times when I am just not feeling in my brain good. So for those moments, projects like this, right? I think the thing is to keep going. It's like what Mark Twain said of writers, right? His famous quote, a writer is not someone who can write, it is someone who does write. So same thing for us as fiber artists. If you think like, oh, I'm not much of a rug hooker, I've only been doing it for X amount of months or a year, and I hardly ever do it. You are a rug hooker if you do it often, right? If you pick it up a lot and it's your go-to thing and it helps you express yourself, it helps you get through the days that are hard, you absolutely are a rug hooker. And maybe you need to lean into it a little bit more. It's always there for you when other things are not, right? It's always, your project is always there for you when other things are gone. So let's try this. I'm going to immediately know, oops, I'm being stingy with that short tail. Let me just bring up a big piece. Now, remember, this is the guy who was congested, wasn't he? Oh, that was the guy who was congested. Okay, so I still have to be careful because this area here has potential to be too tight. And this area has potential to be too loose-Lautrec. Let's see. I don't know. I don't know. See, the thing that my brain wants as a rug hooker is color variation. And I think I'm going to go for it. I think I'm going to go for it. Now, if you just switch to another color, if you're staying right on my tail with me, and you don't like it, you know, you don't have to do what I'm doing. You never have to do what I'm doing. It's never do as I do, right? I don't have that kind of talent or moral compass. So you do what's best for you and what looks right to you. And even if we're doing different things, I bet both of our compositions with woolly caterpillars are coming out really well. And I hope that you'll post yours if you finish one, or if you start one. I hope that you post it in our Facebook group and remind other people, because there was tons of new people that came on over the weekend. Show them the kinds of things that we do on this show. Show them it's not just we're talking about books or we're talking about history. We also do stuff like this where we just do projects and solve problems and come up with ideas and snowball ideas. Rita gave us the color choice for the caterpillar. I feel it was definitely the right choice. Lisa gave us the vision for the background, and I think that is going to be absolutely the right choice. I am going to look for a lot of different light colors. I need a little bit more of this. It's fun to work together, and it's fun to demonstrate how easy it is to work on a project seat of the pants. Ooh, my back is killing me. Just not sleeping well. Tossing and turning. It's hot, it's cold. I know in part it's menopause, but at the same time it feels so cold at night, being all stormy and stuff yesterday. But then overnight it felt like the temperature rose again, and now it seems like a warm day. I mean, I'm wearing a summer tank top over here. And yeah, I just can't get it right. I cannot get my body temperature comfortable, and it makes me grumpy. That's an understatement. All right, I like him. I like him. He is different than the others, but I like him. Thanks, Rita. Oh, Sharon, good to see you. Hello from rainy but not too chilly Vancouver. That's a nice hook. Thanks. Looks comfortable to hold. Yeah, it's a basic one that Jay covered with resin. He's not really doing this anymore because now he's working. I feel like he should make more of these. it is a very basic hook. I think it's a Mashimer hook. But it's a little bit softer to hold because it's resin. Then it goes really well with the caterpillars too. Than just plain wood. You know what I mean? It's just a hair softer, but when you hold it a lot, it does make a big difference. Hey, I'm loving you guys. Look at this. Look at these little guys. All right, it's quarter of. Let's do the background. I have to stay on time today because of that meeting. The Zoom is right after, and I'm hosting it. So I'm not going to be a jerk and be late. Okay, so I've got a bunch. I don't know if you can tell, but these are kind of peachy whites. This is more of a creamy white. Here's another creamy white. I'm pulling these out. You don't want to know from where. Just kidding. And this is more, that's more of the same. All right. It might be, oh, you know what else I realized? I've got this bag of sort of rainbow colored fluff. Oh, this is bat. Huh. See, now I'm torn because can you see it's a bit of a rainbow bat? That would be really fun to use in the background. But this doesn't really do confetti. The whole point of confetti is that you use up your noodles. So I'm going to stick with noodles. And I'm just going to come around. I'm less worried about this area because this guy fit in just fine. I'm just going to morph it so that they all fit. But in the meantime, I'm going to come around and do a corner. Because I want to have some thick pieces here. I want to start doing my confetti background. I'll show you closer up in a minute. So yeah, I'm thinking about projects and products that are coming up. Just wrapping up Magpie. Everything is, comes boom, boom, boom. but I personally feel like, who cares? But I feel like I'm getting into a better rhythm. Haunted Rug book done, figured it out, got it done, figured out the best way to do those projects. Feel like I can really count on people who are watching, customers, friends, to join in on these group projects. And since that's the case, I feel like I can sort of achieve my goal of keeping Magpie going, because that was a conversation Judy and I had last week. Do we keep it going, right? It's not something that financially is doing anything for us, but we both agree we want to keep it in the marketplace. It's fun, it's educational, it's inspirational, it's a great outlet for people who are new hookers, old hookers, and other types of fiber artists. So we are keeping Magpie. We were kind of thinking of it as a 1-year experiment. And in some ways, it is a great success. And I think, it is a great success. It's a great success because we've been loving it. Sales have been going up. We are going in the right direction. So we figured that out, and it occurred to me that we can keep that going, and I can work on X amount of book projects a year of my own and helping other people with their book projects, so that we continue to fill the marketplace with books that are specifically about rug making and rug hooking. And I think that's important. That's important to me. And I was feeling wobbly, like, running the show, running the business, being a mom, trying to do books, trying to keep up with Magpie. It was all too damn much. But now I'm feeling like somehow I got some weird grace thing going on, and feel super supported, and trust you all to help with these projects, and to participate. And since that's the case, I feel great about what I've got on my table in terms of projects for the foreseeable future. Just gonna keep going, add a little bit, if anything. So things are going well, and I'm going to be putting together an advent calendar. I can't do 25 days. I just can't. It's just too much. I'm going to do a limited edition run, maybe 35 or 40, 12 days of Christmas houses that will be all fiber, and you'll be seeing stuff you haven't seen before. It'll be specifically for rug hooking, and have wool in there besides yarn. Or it might be, this year it might be an all wool, because I feel like last year the Jane Austen set was a bit yarn heavy, so I might do an all wool set of boxes this year. I think I will. If it's 12 days of Christmas, I'll do some different painted ones and modeled ones and solid ones. Let's do that. But I'll put that out there as a product, and it will be finite, because I don't want extras of stuff like that, and I don't want to have to make a second time, because obviously 12 of anything is a lot to count on for multiples. So that's coming out. I'm going to just cruise around him, and then we're going to start the confetti. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to tell you about the other product that's coming out this year. God willing, we're moving forward with it. So this is a reveal. I've got a product that I am almost ready with, and Mandy Cornish is doing the hooking for it. Have you ever done, we always do this in our family at Christmas time, like the murder mystery puzzles, where the picture on the cover of the box is not the solution. That you have to read the mystery and figure out who the characters are, and then you make the puzzle, right, without seeing what it's supposed to look like. And as you make the puzzle, the finished image of the puzzle will contain clues that you solve the mystery. Have you done those before? They are so fun. We do them every Christmas. We do a couple over Christmas, me and my sister. So I made one of those this year, and it is called Murder at Peppermint Manor. And it is about a group of rug hookers who are going to their annual holiday hook-in and rug show at Peppermint Manor, and somebody gets killed. And it's for rug hookers and punchers, right? It's the clue kind of hinges on you knowing what the craft is about and what the craft looks like. So I'm not going to say anything else on that subject. It has a really busy scene that Mandy is hooking now, that is the puzzle solution. And so I'm putting that together, figuring out where I can get that printed. But that is going to be our big project. That and the Advent calendar, those are our two big products for winter, and I think they're going to be super, super, super fun. If you love puzzles at all, you like mysteries at all, and you love talking about rug hookers and rug shows, you're going to get a huge kick out of this mystery. I think it's really fun. I spent a lot of time writing it. I feel like I've had some people proof it. I feel like it's good to go. It's going to be a lot of fun for us. Now, before I go too far with this, I want to take out some of my confetti colors. Well, you know what? No, first let me come around Woolly Bear over here. I don't know if you can tell from the sunlight coming in that I am using both my colors. There's one white that is super, super, super pinky rosy, and there's another that is the creamy ivory color. I got both of those in play. And this is burlap, so I'm being careful. This is a number 5 cut. I've got in my hand right now. I can definitely tell. Being real careful. See how I kind of screwed up right here? That's going to upset me. Let's go back. Yep, that's going to upset me. Don't want that. Let's come in here a little bit closer. Sorry. Yeah, I know. I know what I can handle in terms of visual triggers. There we go. I think that's better. And yeah, let's come sweeping around here. It might be that the confettis only go into open spaces like this, right? I don't know that I can get confetti in between our woolly bears. You might be able to. It depends on how you laid yours out. Mine are tight, and so I don't know how much more I can fit. But you see how as you start hooking up the edge of the woolly bear, thick, thin, fat, skinny, whatever, you can tidy up the edges if you want them to be a little thinner, or some of those sank too low. This is the one thing about burlap, right, that is tricky. Got to be so careful about pulling up to a certain height. And it's going to be tricky. There's one more little bit in here. I'm going to have to cut a strand to get this line hooked, right? This line is open, but it's not going to fit another number 5. So I will figure that out later. Let's see. Keeping my eye on the time too. Oh, it's so close. Look at this. Oh, man, that makes me crazy when that happens. That's right. I'll start there next time. Seeing if I can. Nope, I can't pull another loop out. So let's come back over here and let's see what color pieces I have that, well, I love this, but that's not enough to do anything with. You know, I want some cheerful, the pink is pretty. I want some nice bright colors. Like I want it to look kind of like cupcakey colors. Well, here's a couple nice pinks. These two are different pinks. Those are pretty. I'm gonna take those. Yep, those are good ones. Here's a purple, and of course and that one color changes as well. Oh, here's a nice bright yellow. I like that. I like that. I don't know if you. Oh, the green screen thing is on. Yeah, that it doesn't look like bright yellow. It's super bright yellow. You can grab another purple. I'm not gonna have time to hook all these. Oh, that's a plaid that changes color. Ooh, maybe. All right, let's grab some of those. And what I'm going to do, confetti is just filling in a few. Oh, I'm not going to use the yellow one because that's not going to work for you. It will when I take a picture of it later, but on the camera it won't. So confetti is when you just add colors in different places, just little pops of color. And I tend to like, I'll turn this around in a second, I just got to be sure I can see it. I tend to like straight shots and diagonal shots with confetti. I like it to be fairly predictable stretches of color, and I don't like to go more than, for myself, something this scale, project this small, I did 2 loops and 2 tails right there. Get a different pink and come over here, and I'll do a diagonal here. You do it however you want. You might want longer stretches of confetti. You might want only 1 loop, but I'm sticking with 2 loops and 2 tails for my confettis. And do a purple one. Put this over here. Do another diagonal. The thing, confetti literally looks like there's your background. It's all black, it's all white, whatever. And there's a few pops of color, and they're just these little runs, short runs of loops that add color to the background that have no relationship to the color palette in the piece. You just add these little confetti colors. Where's my whites? Do a little, we got just a few more minutes. I'm just going to cut another one of these. I fill in my whites and I add some of these little pops of color. And it just makes a fun background, right? It's another form of hit or miss. I'm going to get hooking. It's another form of hit or miss, doing confetti. And if if you're someone who collects and keeps every little piece, you saw some of the sad pieces I had, because that's the kind of sad person I am. I really struggle throwing anything out. And I know in the back of my mind that this is very enabling talk, but I know that if I have a tiny, tiny piece, I can use it to do confetti. So it makes it really hard for a sick person like me who wants to keep everything and just hoard for fun. Oh, I see there's a hole there. Damn it. It's because I'm looking at it from an angle. I could put a piece of confetti in there. I'm going to put a piece of the yellow confetti in there. I know it's going to come up green to you, but since I made a hole and there's a little bit of room, can I do it? Just pull it on something else. Dang you, it pulled you down, didn't it? Yeah, I caught something back there. Let's see, it's the tail. There we go. Got a little confetti right here. This is only going to be one loop and one tail. That's all that's going to fit. But it's a good solution for tiny little holidays that you might have in your piece. You definitely can't see that, but I can see that on my screen, and I love the way it looks. So as I hook up, there you are, I'm just going to hook around my confetti and include those little pieces, those little pops of color, because this is a pretty austere looking piece, right? These woolly caterpillars in their dark black, or in my case blue, and the dark brown or the rusty brown. It's a limited color palette. It's fairly austere, but it is a whimsical piece, isn't it? It's a piece with humor. So I feel like it's the kind of piece that you do want to consider doing something fun and different, like adding confetti in the background, just to introduce a few more colors. Why not? I'm going to have to go in a minute. I don't want to keep my girls waiting. I have, what is it, 59? All right, I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop. See, I have more tidying up to do here in this corner. Maybe you can see some of my confetti. I'm going to come back to you here. Yeah, not just my boobs, but my face. All right, here we go. And here we go. All right, so I got that much done, which is not a crazy amount, but it ain't bad. You can see these little guys are going to come together, and that is going to be a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying doing it too. It's really easy and it's fast. And I like the heaviness of these little woolly bears, the lightness of the background. Great idea, Lisa. And I'm going to love I'm going to look at all of my containers of little strips and bits that I keep. I'm going to love plugging those in. It's going to be super, super fun. So I have to go, but be looking in the next couple of days for a video on finishing. I'm going to be folding the edges down and finishing it. It's not for experienced finishers. It's for people who really don't do sewing and think, I got this done. I like my woolly bears. Let's finish the edges together. And presto, Bob's your uncle. You have a little coffee mat, a little mug rug to enjoy. Happy Monday, everybody. Happy Veterans Day again. And I will see you all. I will see you all next time. I'll see when that is. I'm thinking Friday, right? Things being what they are. Let's see how it goes. Have a great tomorrow, everybody, and I will definitely see you soon. Take care.